Where's Big Grim
Where's
at?
Big Grim?
What happened?
He's not here. I don't see him.
Jesus Christ, man. Where did he go?
Johnny, what happened? What are you talking about?
We'll talk later.
Yeah, okay.
For all we know, that wasn't even you.
Sure.
Anyway, it's kind of appropriate. We just experienced what we experienced because today we're here to talk about Mr.
Oh,
Host.
right, me. Yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's. Oh, okay, guys. Yeah. Welcome back, guys, gals, and other pals, to another edition of the Final Credits. And this time we are taking a look at Five Nights at Freddy's. This is the official movie that came out based on the video game that has taken the entire internet by storm at one point. Thank you to Markiplier for that.
Ooh, I don't know. I think MatPat did more.
I don't know, man. We're going to be on two separate lines then, I guess, for this one.
Okay.
But having said all this, though, seeing the movie, I'm a little disappointed that it went straight to streaming because I felt like there was so much more that they could have done with this. Like a little bit of hokey acting, the effects could have been a little bit better. And once again, like I said, straight to streaming where this would have been.
Not straight to. You could still go to the theater and watch it. It was a day in. You could do both.
You could do both,
so
but
much more baffling. It makes it so much more baffling. Like if you're going to put it in the theater at all, why would you give people a cheaper option to just, even if they're not already subscribed to Peacock, just shell out like $5 or $6 for the ad tier and just watch that rather than spending $20 for a ticket and even more for concession stand stuff.
But even though we all agree that they should have never done this, though, the movie has made, as of today, made $80 million domestically. So could it have made another 20 million had everybody gone to the movie theater? Possibly.
Spade, to piggy back to go off of your point, isn't that also the most successful opening weekend for Blumhouse movie as well? Or
it's up there. It might be.
I think I read that. I think I read that. Yes.
Interesting.
Right.
So there you go. I mean, he made this movie on a shoestring budget, like always.
Yeah.
So that's what he's known for.
Well, I mean, look, and I'm not a person who's ever dabbled in the games myself, but I just watching this movie, all I will say is that this is very much so a movie for the fans of the game.
Absolutely.
If you're not like well ingrained in the lore, if you're not aware of like how the game plays or who the characters are, and you're learning all this for the first time, you're going to have a very different experience to those who already has, or anybody who has like that knowledge already. In my opinion, the movie dragged until it didn't for a little while, and then it had a bit of an awkward ending, and then, well, not awkward, but like it definitely set itself up for a sequel. But it was very up and down for me. There were times like where I was engaged. There were times where I was just bored or just losing the plot, and I was like, "Where is this going?" But I feel like the first half of the movie was very slow. I think it was a good movie, when it finally became a good movie after waiting, a longer amount of time than you would have expected to. But that's just my own take because I never played the game.
I will say that I enjoyed the movie. Not to the extent where it was the greatest film ever. It was good.
No.
It's just I felt like the director it felt like she just came out of film school and was trying to film a movie.
And this was the first one that she did.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it didn't feel like a blockbuster movie. It felt like somebody just got their camera out and said, let's film Five Nights at Freddy's and see where this goes.
Now, I also didn't play the game, and I was going into this movie cold, but initially I wasn't on board when we saw the first trailer earlier this year, but I was intrigued with the second one. I I would have to say overall, I definitely enjoyed it. It definitely had its parts where it dragged for a bit. The main character, acting of the lead actor, like was cringy at times, but when it got to the creepy horror parts to explain what makes those characters come to life, it was just so bone chilling, and to see how evil they were. I like how they presented the main villain, played great by Matthew Lillard. You saw him at the beginning and you saw him at the end. Even though it was obvious, he's posing as a job counselor, but he knows so much about this place, so it's obvious, but when he's revealed,
Pancakes, that's actually a bit of a throwback to the game in the sense, because while you're playing the game, in the first night that you're doing this, you just show up at this place and you get a phone call of someone who works for the security company or like your previous like employer who just explains to you everything about what you're going to do and what is basically going to happen around you, and just say, well, there's some faulty electrical or whatever, so just keep an eye on those cameras and maybe the vents too. I don't know. Sometimes the animatronics go wonky, so just be aware.
It's just funny to believe that this is the same guy that played Shaggy in the live action Scooby-Doo movies 20-something years ago now, and he's becoming the full villain that Scooby and the crew would try to unmask.
Full circle.
Listen, Matthew Lillard is a godsend, okay? He
was definitely the best part about this movie.
Absolutely.
He was definitely the best casting in this movie by far.
I don't know, guys. I feel like the waiter in the diner, played by Matt Pat from Game Theory, Film Theory, Food Theory.
No,
come on, man. No, that's a cameo.
Listen,
also, no, guys, it's just the theory.
Because we got Matt Pat in here, and I understand it was a scheduling conflict.
Yeah, Markiplier.
The fact that Markiplier was not in this movie hurts me. It genuinely does.
Yeah, he was supposed to be the first guard that was killed in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, that would have been great.
Yeah. So what is Markiplier's connection to the game?
Markiplier's connection to this game is that...
I know who he is, but like, what is his connection to
Markiplier blew up because of Five Nights at Freddy, and Five Nights at Freddy blew up because of Markiplier. They literally both elevated each other. Markiplier, like around that time, became arguably one of the biggest YouTubers of like that time, and because of that, they made sequel after sequel, and they actually built around the lore. Because in the first game, it's just like, these animatronics, they go crazy, they're gonna kill you. That's it. There's no other lore. And by the time like the third game came around, or the fourth game, we actually got lore about why these things keep happening.
And there's like 6 books, right? Or something like that. 5 books.
Jeez. Wow.
Yeah, it took it by, like, when Grimm says that it took it by storm, yeah, it was like every other year they were coming out with a game, they were coming out with a book, they were coming out with merchandise. You go to Hot Topic right now, it's nothing but Five Nights at Freddy's. Nothing but that there. So
that's not surprising. Can we talk about like how the animatronics look? I know they
Jim Henson, baby. Jim Henson.
Yeah.
That was them?
Yes, it was.
I know they did an awesome job.
That's why they look so great.
Yep.
Yeah.
Grim, you're a fan of the game franchise. How did it look compared to the games brought to life in
live
action
what?
With the Jim,
I'm just happy that they didn't over-sexualize Chica in here like how they did in the second game, because that was just... Gabe, I see what you're trying to do. Don't do that, please. Don't do that at all. Don't put the killer chicken in a thong bikini with a pixie haircut. Yes, Johnny, that face. I'm not lying.
I was thinking about playing this game, but you just kind of shifted me away a couple steps. But
play the first one. I promise. It's all right.
It's okay.
You'll be fine.
You'll enjoy it. Just make sure you play with the lights off.
Yeah. One question I have, though, and this is a problem that I feel the movie has too. The games themselves, what were they rated?
Mature.
Yeah.
So, was this a rated R movie?
No.
No.
Why? That's
And
that's my problem.
I think it hurt it a little bit because if
Yeah.
it was a bit more gory, it would have been more entertaining for Mr. 64. So that way he can't say that it dragged on.
No, but I'm just saying, like, it felt like this movie was trying to be a rated R movie, but it just was holding itself back artificially. And I remember reading some comments saying, like, well, children play this game. So I'm like, is this like not an M-rated game? But yeah,
sure
I felt like,
wasn't it?
I don't know. If anything, it would be M-rated just because of like the jump scares, but there's no blood. There's nothing like there's no gore in the video games.
Now, I hope what I'm about to say is not too much of a reach, but I feel this way. Even I feel like this continues to trend of successful video games to live action, whether it's the movies or a TV show. It's no means Mario or Sonic or Last of Us to that level, but it does have its moments in its movie. And say what you want. Spade gave us the numbers, but say what you want about Rotten Tomatoes. The huge difference: 28% tomato meter, 88% audience score. So the audience clearly wasn't listening. And if you want to see our video on Rotten Tomatoes, it's in the archive below. Go ahead, Spade.
I'm sure the fan base helped too with that. But
well that's the thing, though. That's the thing. The reason why is because the fan base went in there and said, "No, we like this movie." It's not a bad movie, guys.
It's the Venom effect.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's just when a critic goes in and sees a movie they have no idea about, they're expecting to learn something about it, right? So they sit down, they see the movie, and they're like, "Did I like it? Did I not like it?" You, on the other hand, as a fan, are going to go in there and say, "Ooh, I saw this, and I saw that, and here's this, and here's that. Ooh, they brought up this, and I saw what's his face, the dog in the background by the gate." There was a lot of things. There's a lot of Easter eggs in this movie. A lot. You could sit there for an hour just trying to picture everything and pick out everything that you see. The thing is, though, critics don't do that. Critics go in saying, well, the story was no good, or the acting was no good, or, you know, the filming of it was no good. That's the issue here. That's what the critics were talking about. Not that the movie sucked. It's okay. If you're a fan, if you've played the games, nobody's going to walk out and say, "I hated this movie." If you've never played the games, you're going to be like, "It was okay."
I mean, that's what I was saying in the beginning of the video.
The game is rated for 12 and up, by the way.
Oh, so it's T for teen, technically.
Yeah.
Okay, then that makes more sense. But that's what I was saying in the beginning of the video. It's just that, you know, this was very much a movie catered to the fan and not much else. You know, like with Mario, that was another video game movie that, was chock full of references and things. You saw me pointing at everything every 5 seconds. I'm a fan, obviously.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
I feel like they made it more adaptable for people, you know, for parents taking their kids or people who weren't as well versed in Mario lore, the little that there is. That's the thing. It doesn't have that much lore, Mario. So like they kind of made an adaptation, took its own route with it. And I feel like that's what this movie should have done too. Just make it more of an adaptation appropriate for the movie theater, or just as a movie, rather than just taking directly from the games and trying to fit that into a movie mold. But,
and to correct myself, I said live action. I wasn't talking about the 1993 Mario. I was talking about the successful animated Mario, but it was still on the big screen. That was successful.
We're not going to talk about that old live action movie anyway. It doesn't matter.
Watch that in the archive too.
Listen, guys. Final thoughts for Five Nights?
It was
enjoyable.
enjoyable.
And watch it.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's no reason not to. But if you're not a fan, you're not missing much. Skipping out.
Yeah.
If you're not a fan, go into it with an open mind. You might actually enjoy it, and you might enjoy Haunted Chuck E. Cheese. But overall, I think it's worth a watch, streaming or in theaters.
Very fair. Very fair. And that's what we have to say about this. Please like, comment, subscribe, do all the things, hit the notification bell, put it all down the doobly-doo, and please let us know. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Do you agree with the Venom effect? Was there anything that traumatized you in your childhood? Let us know. Until then, roll credits. We're out.
Roll credits.
That's just a theory, a film theory.
Oh man,
Please don't sue us.
Matt, Pat, don't sue us, please. Thank you.